How's it going, everybody? In this episode of Fortnite 101, I will be helping you I will be showing you how to master your building in Fortnite. So stick around to the end of the video because I will be showing you my 5-in-1 building drill that will help you master 5 techniques at once. So let's jump into it. So for beginners, the main fundamentals that you have to remember is that you have your walls, cones, floors, and ramps. The building grid is basically a big chessboard. So starting with your fundamentals, the first thing you need to learn how to do is to ramp rush. So we'll start with the ramp, just to get everything started. So ramp, floor, and then wall. This simple ramp rush will help you to get a good handle on how to approach a player when you're trying to start a build fight. And you can even change this up a little bit. So you can change direction, you can go up a little bit, change it up again, make sure that you're able to get up here. Now, to add on to that and to protect you on your sides, you do ramp, floor, wall, and then another wall on either the left side or the right side. So ramp, floor, wall, and then the wall on the side. So the next one is your what I call the ramp rush turn. So with this one, you do the ramp, wall, floor, but instead you have to do kind of a floor, wall, ramp. And you want to make sure that you land on the ramp that you jump on. So this is a good way to help you maneuver around if you don't know a lot of the more intermediate or advanced techniques for moving around and turning around and keeping track of your opponent during a build fight. But this will help you to at least keep track of them for a decent amount. Then we will get the next technique going for beginners, which is the 180 turn. The 180 turn is basically 1, 2, 3 walls, then a floor and a ramp, and then you ramp out, then you extend out with a ramp at the end. So 1, 2, 3 walls, floor, and then ramp, and then one more ramp to extend out. So this will be a good way for you to also turn around in a build fight to make sure that you can get up and around your opponent, and you can practice a lot of these really quickly. A good way to practice all of those would be to do the ramp, floor, wall, and then do the ramp rush turn. You can incorporate the walls on the sides. Whoopsie. You can do the 180 turn. And now for the last technique, getting down from height. So this technique involves using 2 walls and a ramp to go down. So 1, 2 ramp, 1, 2 ramp, 1, 2 ramp, and you have to turn around to make sure that you do that correctly. So let's try that again. So 1, 2 ramp, 1, 2 ramp, and usually if you don't get that second ramp, you'll probably get a lot of fall damage at the end. So make sure that you keep track of that. Now, the last beginner technique that you want to make sure you do correctly is putting yourself in a box to protect yourself from enemy fire. So the best way to do this is start with your wall, then top it off with a cone and the floor, turn around while looking up, then place one more cone inside. So again, we're gonna do the wall, the cone and the floor, turn around while looking up, put a cone in, and now you have your protection. And this will provide opportunities for you to, let's say, edit out, protect yourself with that, get some high ground opportunities, but the box will provide you multiple opportunities to eliminate your opponent, to get yourself a chance to escape out of a sticky situation, and you'll be able to prevent yourself from placing pieces sporadically. The intermediate techniques that you'll be able to learn and are the most common, we'll start with the 90. Now, a lot of people will remember the 90 as the walls up a ramp like this, then floor and a ramp. So again, 2 walls, floor and a ramp. Now, that is okay, but you also have the risk of being shot in the back by a lot of players because they know how to do the basic 90 now. So what you want to do is what's called a protected 90, where you turn around backwards and then do the floor and the ramp. So this will protect you on your sides, and you'll be able to get up without being shot in the back by an SMG or AR or anything that the opponent has. It'll even protect you from shotgun shots. So make sure that, and this is my preferred way of doing it, is the protected 90. And you can do this left or right. You can do it either direction. Just make sure that you turn around and do the back side instead of the front side. That way you can keep yourself protected during a build fight. Next technique that we can look at is double ramps. So what I will do, and you can do double ramps out of a lot of different situations. So the most common way to start off your double ramp is with a floor underneath you, and you put one ramp above you and one ramp in front of you. And then you just look up enough to make sure you're placing both ramps at the same time. Now, you could start double ramps out of a 180. So this will help you a lot with keeping yourself protected. And the good thing with these double ramps is you can place cones up above you, you can place floors, you can change direction, and it makes you stay protected during your build fight and create opportunities for you to gain the high ground. Now, another key technique for intermediate building is the pyramid sidestep. So what this is being able to jump off of the side, and the goal is to try and land on your ramp and a floor. But if you're first starting out with the pyramid sidestep, just focus on landing on a floor. And sometimes if you don't jump at the right spot, you'll definitely hit your head and you'll fall. But as long as you have room to catch yourself, you'll be okay. And eventually, you'll be able to practice putting a wall up above your cone as a protected side jump, which also creates opportunities. The next technique that we're going to learn is what's called the thwifo cone. And you'll want to do this out of a double ramp. So we're going to place one ramp here, and then the thwifo cone is basically a wall and a cone as you're double ramping up. So again, wall and cone, wall and cone. And you can successfully do these one after the other. Sometimes you can even create opportunities for you to escape, to get a little bit of high ground over your opponents. But the thwifo cone is definitely useful. So make sure that you utilize it. Remember I showed you how to box up correctly earlier and how it creates opportunities for you to outplay your opponent. So there is one such technique called the box climb, where you're able to edit the cone, go up with a double edit of floor and cone on top. You could put walls to protect yourself, then reset the cone and edit it into a ramp. So pretty basic. Like, it's pretty easy to pull off, and you can also use your box to escape if you need to. So like, let's create another box. So like, if an opponent is pressuring you on your wall, you can also escape out the side just by editing your cone, editing your wall, and then you can also create a little bit of piece control to protect yourself. Piece control is something that we'll be covering later in the series, so make sure to watch out for that as we go through these things. But you'll be able to create opportunities to protect yourself, to escape out of boxes, to be able to outmaneuver your opponent. So finally, we'll go into some advanced building techniques. So these are just combinations of stuff that you've already learned. So let's try a couple of different combinations. So the first combination that I can show you that utilizes the techniques you've learned earlier is we're going to do a pyramid sidestep followed by a 90. So we'll do the pyramid sidestep if I can get on the floor correctly. Okay, so once you get to the point where you can pyramid sidestep onto a floor and a ramp, this will allow you to do the combination with the protected 90. And you can do a couple of these to get a pretty good amount of height over your opponent. So the next combination that we can do is we'll do a pyramid sidestep and the 180. So pyramid sidestep. Oh, landed under my ramp, but that's okay. So now you do the 180. And this will be really helpful because if you're able to pull this off, you'll be able to protect yourself, get up at least a couple levels higher than your opponent. You'll be able to outmaneuver them. So the next combo that I want to show you is the sidestep, the 90, and into a double ramp and a thwifo cone. So pyramid sidestep into a 90. Then what we'll do here is utilize the aspect of the thwifo cone to create our double ramp. And then we'll do an actual thwifo cone. So you can see you can use multiple techniques like this to create opportunities to protect yourself against your opponent. You can gain high ground, you can outmaneuver, you can box your opponent if you feel able to. But this creates opportunities for you, just like I'm showing you. Now the whole pyramid sidestep into the 90, you'll get a better chance to use the double ramp if we do this next combo. So pyramid sidestep into a 180, into the double ramp, into the thwifo cone. So there you go. You have different ways to protect yourself, to gain access to high ground, and to be able to make yourself more effective in a build fight. Now, like I said earlier in the video, I have a 5-in-1 building drill that will show you 5 techniques that will help you master these intermediate techniques. So what we're gonna do with this building drill, you start off with a ramp, then you do 290s. Followed by a ramp and a cone to pyramid sidestep. Then the next trick you want to do is place your walls and a cone like this. Then you do a floor, double ramp out, place 2 cones here, 2 cones around, do a wall behind this ramp here, then go over to the side, wall and ramp here. Now the trick, the tough part of this drill, the tough part of this sequence is doing the pyramid side step either to the right or the left to get up. You want to be facing out this way because this will allow you to then do the walls like this with the cone. Then you build a wall out to the side here, place the ramp. We have the wall and the ramp out here. There we go. Then you do the walls, and then the cone, the floor, double ramp out. You do 2 cones here, 1 cone to the side here, the wall here, the wall and the ramp here, and you can finish it off however you want. So the more you practice the sequence, the more you'll start to get fluid with it. And that's the good thing, is that you can practice building for as little as 5 minutes a day. Just to help with getting your fingers warmed up, you get your hands used to your keybinds, you get a feel for how to maneuver around your opponents, and these techniques can always be practiced in 1v1, in realistic 1v1s, in realistic box fights. You'll be able to take full advantage of this in your arena fights, in your pub matches if you choose to do that. But the goal is to make sure you master building, and these are the techniques that you'll use most often. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button and ring the bell, because I post these new episodes of this series every Thursday and Friday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And make sure to, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, do so, because they're in the playlist. And keep an eye out for each of the new videos that come out. So the next video that you'll be able to watch in this series will be how to edit faster. So make sure to keep an eye out for that, and I will see you in the next video.